Can you see me?
Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. I can see you too, brother.
So,
How are you?
doing all right.
That's good. That's good, man. Dude, we had to get you on here. First off, your name is dope. Drop drop nugs, not nukes. Where did you come up with that?
A dream, man.
Yeah.
This whole
Huh?
this whole entire IG page got started back in
Here.
2017 from a string of dreams that I had one night. I went
Oh,
to bed. I had a whole bunch of dreams. I woke up the next morning. I turned and looked at the girl I was dating at the time, and I said, "You know what? I got to start an IG page." And she was like, "An IG page? Like, you don't even use your Facebook page. What are you starting IG for?" I'm like, "I don't know. God wants me to start an IG page." And I was like,
that's right.
and I we have a name. I dreamt about the name. And she was like, "What?" And I told her, and she was like, "What the frick, dude?" And she was like, "What is that even supposed to mean?"
Shut up.
I'm like, "I
That's
don't know.
funny.
That's love, not hate."
Yeah, dude. That's dope. That's dope. She's like, what? Because that's crazy to hear, dude. So,
Yeah.
what's going on? I hear and I see that you are out in the middle of. Shout out to Green Thumb. You're out. Where are you? Where? What region wise? West? And you're in the West?
Northeastern Arizona.
Are you? And you're in the desert?
No, I'm in the high desert.
It's a difference.
Yeah, the high desert where I'm at, we get snow, we get rain, we get all that shit. We get 4 seasons a year. Or I'm sending out invites really quick, but yeah, we get four
Oh,
seasons.
that's
We get 4 seasons.
cool, bro.
We get about 2 to 4 foot of snow every year.
What?
Oh yeah.
Arizona's legal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's medical and recreational, and you're allowed to grow 6 plants per person, 12 plants per household.
Jeez. That doesn't matter. That's just across the board for everyone.
Yeah. No, on recreational. If you're medical, I believe you get 15
Shit.
per
Oh,
person.
that's dope. Oh, that's
They
great.
only allow.
Oh,
But
that's
shit, dude,
great.
I only grew 8 plants this last year, and I got almost 7 pounds. So,
Holy
I'm
dry.
yeah. So I grow 12 plants. This year, I'm hoping to get somewhere between 20 and 30 pounds.
Oh, 20. Jeez, man. How you growing?
Yeah.
You got to grow it. You said you had like a grow area. I don't need to see
Yeah.
it. I want to think about it.
I'll show everybody my stuff. That's no problem. Yeah, I've got
I want to miss this.
four grow tents. I've got an upstairs grow area, and then I've got a 25 by 30 by 15 foot tall greenhouse. So like I'm all set up. Yeah.
On your own property? So
Yeah.
you're going inside, indoors, and outdoors.
Yeah, and all of it's run off of solar power. None of it's hooked up at all to regular grid power. It's all run off of this right here and the portable unit that I have. So it all runs off of that.
So what it's called what do you have? The Yeti thing?
Yeah, I got the Blue Eddy. That's not what that is. That's Sun Gold Power. So that's a
Okay.
different company. The other one is the Blue Eddy, which is that right there. And
I hear
that's
those are
what
badass, dude.
That's what runs my upstairs. So there's my upstairs grow.
Wow, dude. What made you how is the solar power doing for you on your bill? It's a big difference.
I don't pay anything. I don't get an electric bill.
You're making your own freaking power.
I'm not hooked up to any electrical lines or nothing, dude. There's no electric anywhere around me. It cost me about $10,000 to set that system up, but that system will last me 20 to 50 years. I won't have an electric bill for 20 to 50 years.
You have no electric bill.
No. Nope. All that's run off of freaking solar.
Look at that, dude. That's crazy that it's actually pulling enough power. What is that? HPS?
Yeah, it's 1,000 watt high pressure sodium cool tube. Yeah.
It can power that, dude. How long can you get power on that for?
Yeah. And then the thing is, like, if I don't get enough sun in the day to power it, like if I'm not getting enough sun, I just come over here and just turn it down.
Oh, that is absolutely powerful.
Drop it. I can drop it to 500 watts, and then I can drop it to 250 watts. So I can like conserve power if I need to.
Where did this survival this survival way of living come from, man? Like you live a way that a lot of people I would love to do exactly that and be off grid away from everyone. Everyone. Sometimes.
There's my aeroponic system. So this is my cloner, but all I do, so it's a double bucket. So it goes down into the second bucket, and then that way the water goes down in the bottom bucket. The top bucket doesn't have any water inside of it. It just sprays out of the manifold. And then once the clone is done, I have another lid. I have another lid with the center cut out that a net pot fits right into, and I can just transplant my clone right into this and just grow my plant right in that bucket.
Yo.
So that's my Canna Lab. That's my Canna Lab 16 setup. I made that system back in 2016. And
I don't know.
It's my aeroponic.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's just an aeroponic system.
I don't believe that we've ever interviewed anyone that's going off of 100% solar power, dude.
Yeah, look. No solar lines. There are no power lines. There's no place for even power to connect. This is my place right here. It's a shed. It's a 40-foot by 12-foot. It's a 40-foot by 12-foot shed that I've converted. I've got a.
No way.
Yeah.
That is dude. That's fucking dope.
There's where my solar panels up on the top of the ship.
How is it living? And you're growing chickens. So I got to get into that too. How is it living? How is it living like not around people, bro? How are you? How does it? That's got to be really good for your mental. You got to be. It's a certain type of person that can handle that.
Yes.
And like it.
Yeah.
Why?
That's the thing. Is like a lot of people. I try to tell people. I try to tell people when they're going to come into this lifestyle that you better go and practice how well. Come on, Shawnee. Come on. Now.
Yeah, he lives off grid, Green Thumb. Everything in his house is growing off solar power, man. And
I try to tell people when they're talking about moving out and doing something like this to confine yourself to your home for 2 weeks straight without talking to anybody, without going anywhere.
That's right.
Stay your ass. Go buy enough groceries, enough supplies to last you 2 weeks where you don't need to leave your house. You can go outside, of course, but don't go talk to nobody. Get on Instagram if you want, like do IG.
Yeah.
But don't go meet. Watch what it does to you. It changes you, dude. It changes you as a person. Yeah.
I do a lot of that. I'm in the studio a lot, like with making a lot of stuff. I'm alone a lot of the times. It's where I make most of my money, in the studio. So I'm not around a lot of people. So I understand exactly what you're saying. It takes a special type of it takes a strong first off. What?
It's the mindset. It's not the person. Anybody can do it. You have to have mindset.
That's what
if you don't have it, you're done. Yeah.
Dude, you have to that's like when you're alone like that, you have to first off like yourself. You have to be okay and comfortable with yourself. Like I've been dude, that's pretty fucking dope. That you got it that's a lot of people. If I could live like that, absolutely. A lot of people can't.
So the longest I've gone staying away from people, I've stayed out of town for 1 month and stayed away from everybody for 1 month. When I went into town after that month, I didn't even know how to act around people, dude. I was so I didn't want to be. I didn't even want to talk to people. People were talking to me, and I was I didn't even know what to say. I was
I've been in relationships like that to where I don't really want to go out and do certain things. And they look at you like you're crazy. It's just it's not that you're antisocial. You just don't want to be social. You know what comes with that shit. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of It's a lot of stuff you just almost don't want to deal with. And to be alone, you can cut all that out. How is that? How are you running that HPS? That must be a powerful fucking system you're running.
Yeah,
HPS
it's that's a 13,000 watt system, so I can run up to 13,000 watts. I can run a washer and dryer, a jacuzzi, everything off of it. Like, so literally, just to give you perspective, if I turn every single piece of electricity that I have, every item, my TV, my refrigerator, my heater, my lights, all of my grow stuff, my pumps, my fan out in the greenhouse, all that shit, I only ride about 6,000 watts of electric. Now, with that said, if I was drawing 6,000 watts of electric, that system, those two batteries right there would be dead in 2 hours.
Ooh. So you're not using
So I can't run the HPS at night. I can only run it while the sun's out. As soon as the sun goes down, I got to cut it because it'll kill my batteries.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking.
So what I do is I run the HPS from 6 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock at night. I give it 12 hours. And then I'll go ahead for the extra 6 hours. I turn on these little 15-watt LED lights that just keep the plants from going into flower. And then, and then after that 6 hours, I'll shut them off. I'll let the plant sleep throughout the night. And then when I get up in the morning, I turn the HPS back on. So,
and this system works. You're out in Arizona.
It's amazing. Dude, you just wait. When I get them moved outside, oh my God, dude. It's going to be incredible. Yeah.
Yes, it is smart living. No electricity bill. Queen of GBs. I'm fascinated by it because I watch a lot of, sometimes I watch like tiny homes. I watch people like living in their cars. Sometimes I want to shake the stress of an apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking into buying a house, but I'm almost scared to buy it. All I want is the land, bro. I don't really want a house.
Yep. And that's the thing. My land, because of where I live, I only pay $98 a year in property tax. $8. That's it, dude. I didn't pull one single permit to do anything on this property. It's all been done legally with 0 permits because this isn't a house, it's a shed. And I've converted it. Like, it had no electric, it had no insulation, it had none of that shit. So I had to do all of this. I put the fans in, I ran my own electrical lines, I nailed in all my outlet boxes. I put up my ceiling fans. I put up all my lights. I did it all, dude. Yeah. So, because I'm not using a septic system, what I've got what they call a home biogas system. Okay. So it's a toilet system that feeds into a bag outside. The bag produces methane. It feeds it through a gas line to a filter, and then it runs it to your cooktop so you can cook with your shit gas.
What?
Yeah. It's called a home biogas system. Yeah, it's amazing.
Are you guys hearing that?
Yeah, pretty wild.
Okay, so have you always been living like this, like at this mindset?
No.
What brought you?
No, like I said, like we talked back in 2021, my mom and dad died of COVID. Well, they got COVID, and then they treated them with remdesivir, and they killed them both within 7 days of each other. And then, like, we were homesteaded on the property up there in Idaho, and the state came and seized the property because my parents still owed money on the property. So they seized the property, put it into probate, basically made me sell every single belonging of my mom and dad's, pretty much. I mean, almost everything. Then they kicked me they told me I had to get the fuck out and that I'd get money once they sold the house, right? That's just the way it was. So they forced me to leave. And the girl I had been dating, well, I've been with for 16 years. Girl I'd been with for 16 years freaking left me because she couldn't handle what my parents dying did to me. It screwed me up, and she couldn't deal with it. So she left me. And And I moved down to Southern California with my best friend from junior high school and stayed with him for like 8 months. And then I started finally getting some money because what I had to do when the house was in probate, they make you pay out of pocket for all the expenses of the closing of the house and all this shit, and then they'll reimburse you. So I burned through every bit of my savings account. I burned through every bit of my checking, and like $30,000 gone, and I was home. They threw me out on the street, dude, homeless, no money. I used all my money, and they weren't going to give me none of it back. Like they're like, you don't get nothing until after the property sells. So when I went to California, I was there for about 6 months, and all of a sudden I got, a big chunk of the inheritance dropped. And at that point, I was like, okay, now I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I could go to Las Vegas and I guess blow it all on cocaine and hookers, you know what I mean? Or I could plan for my future and make my mom and dad proud. And that was it. It was like, what can I do? So I started looking for land, and I'm not even joking. This is funny. I was watching YouTube, and I was watching this guy. His name is Land Modo, Modo. And he shows off like all these owner financed properties that you don't have to go to get a bank loan for. You can go and make a down payment to the owner and then pay monthly payments, and you never got to get a bank involved at all. And so I was like watching all these videos, and one pops up and he's like, this one's for all those big landowners out there. If you like big lots and you cannot lie, and the Baby Got Back music started playing, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, that's the property I live on now. I bought it. It has a watering hole. I'm on 40 acres. I've got about 300 juniper trees. I got sagebrush everywhere. So once I figured out that, I was like, okay, that's going to cost me about 30 grand. They wanted 34. I got 5,000 off of it. And so I put down the money right away. I came out here and visited like 3 or 4 times, made sure it was what I was looking for. And then I bought it outright. I was just like, I'm paying cash, like straight up cash for it. I don't want to owe any money. I don't want nothing. I'm just buying it. So they were like, all right. So then once I bought it, I started looking like, what am I going to do? Am I going to buy a tow behind trailer and just pull it up and live out of a trailer? It's got a bathroom, a kitchen, a bedroom, the whole 9 yards.
Those things are nice.
Or am I going to build my own thing? Well, I'm glad that I built my own, because if I would have gotten a trailer, it probably would be gone by now. The wind out here rides between 40 and 80 miles an hour every single day. Like you just get ripped apart by. Yeah, it's just open high desert, so the wind blows across. And so like the people across the way that bought the property over there, they pulled in a trailer, left it there for 3 months, and then came back, got it, left, and have never been back because of how much damage it did to their trailer, right?
Oh.
So I'm glad that I built this place, because if I would have done it any different, I would have wasted my money, So that's what it's all about. It's about, if you're going to go into doing something like this, do your due diligence and finding out exactly what you're going to need. Do I live in a rain area? Do I live in a snow area? How much snow falls? How much weight's going to be on my roof? How much water am I going to need a year? Am I going to be able to dig a well? Because out here I can dig a well, but it's going to cost me almost $100,000 to do it. And I can't afford that.
Numbers from.
Yeah, because it's 750 foot deep.
Ooh.
And they $2 a foot.
You need a drill. You need like a drill.
$100. Yeah, but you got to. It's a special, and you got to get a permit. You can't just drill in the ground. They won't let. So there's just so I bring my own water in. I went out and bought.
Shut up, Tripster.
I went and bought 8 330-gallon water cubes, and about every 6 months I'll go and I'll fill them all up, and they last me for about 6 months.
I saw like 3. 1 on your truck and 2 on the side of your house.
1 on the truck. I got 3 down the side down here. I got 1 in my greenhouse. I got 1 back at the chicken coop, and I've got 1 over by the shipping container. And then I've got 2 on the side of the house over here. Because I'm building a water catchment system. So the water will come off of my roof. It'll come down into gutters that are at an angle, and then every so many.
No way.
I've got one of those water cubes with a downspout, and it'll just pour right down in and fill the water cube. So,
Yo,
yeah,
you that that's amazing, dude. You really that stuff that you see on YouTube. You don't really see it in real life.
that's where I learned how to do it.
Yeah,
Everything, dude. That's why I'm. Anybody out there? Here is my advice to
he's very
anybody in the.
different.
Here's some advice to everybody out there listening. If you want to do what is going to be beneficial for you, your family, and the people around you in the future, while it's still around, flood your brain full of YouTube videos, learn how to make insulin, learn how to fucking grow your own vegetables, learn how to fucking make heater systems, learn how to store food.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And all out. Like, go online, get it all printed out on paper off your printer, and
Yeah,
do that shit, because
you're gonna
soon
need
enough, yeah, and soon enough we won't have the internet anymore. Watch, it's gonna
This
happen,
is why
dude.
I'm getting them. I'm getting the house more so for the land to
Yeah.
protect it, to have somewhere to like. Because you never actually know with this crazy world. You're actually right. You're more leaning towards just being prepared, hoping for the best, but like for like you never know, and it's good to be prepared. You'll already be set up.
Right.
Oh,
Well, and the thing is, here's the other thing too, is it's like when you're gonna come out and like do this, and you're talking about like getting prepared for it and all of that stuff,
oh yeah,
it's uh it's a hard game. Here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize when you buy a property, you will never own that property. Ever. You never, ever, ever. You miss your property taxes one time, and you're fucking they're taking, if it builds up enough, they're gonna come and take your property. It's the way it works. So
right.
when you're gonna buy a property, make sure you look in a place where you can actually own that property. For instance, the state of Arizona offered 2 ways to not have to pay property tax. Not having to pay property tax essentially means you own your property. You never have to pay property tax. They can't come take it from you for owing money. So
Sweet.
what you can do is, like Arizona, you can either you don't have to pay property tax if you are disabled. So if you get approved for disability through the federal government, whatever, Social Security, you no longer have to pay property tax. So you own your house, your
Is
property.
is that only for disability?
Just some states do it. Only some states do it too. Yeah, to make sure that those states do it. The other way is once you reach 65 years old.
Famous miracles.
Once you reach 65, you don't have to pay taxes anymore either. Or you can have, like what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay my mom and dad's ashes to rest here, and I'm going to have this place certified as a family cemetery. So,
Very smart. Very smart.
you're pulling a Donald Trump, basically, but it's legit, dude. I mean, like, and the thing is I don't even care about the tax break. What's more important to me is that nobody will ever be able to come and mess with this property. Once it's been deemed a family cemetery, you can't come uproot shit like that. It's against the law.
Right.
So.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic, dude. I see you're growing chickens and stuff. How hard is it to grow chickens?
Chickens are easy. They take care of themselves. Again, it's all about getting like the money up front. I had to go build the coop. I had to buy the 2 coops, then build the fence around it. All that shit, going by feeders, frickin' watering systems, all that shit, chicken food. So typically it runs me about $30 a month to feed them, which isn't bad.
Not bad.
So, and I
saw like 6 of them.
And I get 30 dozen eggs a month. So when you do the math, I'm paying $1 a dozen per eggs, right? Like,
And they
so
keep laying eggs, right?
every single, they'll lay for like 3 to 5 years. And then after the 3-5 years, you eat them. You can you do whatever you want to do with them. You can kill them and eat them, or you can frickin' just let them live their life and be happy until the coyotes get them, or whatever. If you can, they'll typically do is they'll be broody moms. So you retire the chicken, and they'll just spend the rest of their life sitting on eggs.
Why are they? How can they? How's it possible for them to just continuously lay eggs? They're not. I get they're not fertile and everything, but like, is there a special type of feed that they require? They're
Corn,
just gonna do it.
yeah,
The women are just gonna do it.
corn, warmth, light. Yeah, like a lot of people have problems with their chickens laying eggs during the wintertime. All the people around here are like, oh, my chickens are only laying like 2 or 3 eggs a day. And I'm like, how many chickens do you have? And they said a dozen. And I'm like, you're only getting 2 or 3 a day? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like,
That's right.
you need
What's
to leave.
happening?
They don't have a light on. So, like, with my chickens, I leave a heat lamp on out there all night long. So, from the time it gets dark, I plug in a heat lamp and it keeps the inside of their coop light and warm. And so they lay eggs every single day. Plus, I feed them good. I give them good snacks. I spoil my chickens. They're like family members to me, man. You know, I mean, like
That's
literally.
awesome, dude. They're like, okay, you don't need a rooster. You can just have them if you want to
No,
breed them,
you
right?
need a rooster. Yeah.
You need to have a
If you
rooster.
want to breed them, yeah, you have to have a rooster because the rooster has to, and it's really weird if you want to get into details. So, all like a rooster and hen's reproductive organs are right its ass. So when it lays an egg, that egg actually comes out its ass, but it comes out of its vagina up in its ass, like so it's up in its ass. Now a rooster, his pecker is in his ass, and when he has sex, he jumps up on the female, he grabs her with his claws, bites the back, that rubber thing on the back of their head, he bites it with his freaking beak, and then he turns his butthole inside out, and his pecker comes out, and it only takes like 3 seconds and they're done, like that
That's
quick. Like,
insane, dude.
dude, I hate to use the word because women don't like it. I don't like it either. But dude, roosters rape hens.
That's
They don't
yeah.
even give them. They just walk right up to them and like pin them down and go, dude. It's like
The animal world is crazy, dude. That's
yeah,
absolute. So you're making your own eggs. You got
yeah.
your own for your
Gators.
plants. You make enough water. You have enough water.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got
How
like
is
3,400 gallons on hand at all times. So anytime I get below like 2,000 gallons, I go refill up.
and that's absolutely. And you built where you are.
Yeah, I didn't build this building, but yeah, so when I got out here, when I bought it, there was no driveway, there was no pad, there was no nothing. From what I understand and what I'm finding by being out here, like I'm finding Native American pottery and shit, dude, like on my property. So
Ooh,
understanding is this used to be like a mid area for traveling for the Native Americans around here, the Zuni Indians, and there's another tribe of Indians here, and this used to be an area where they'd come together and they'd have these big celebration like. And I bought
party.
that land, live on that freaking land, dude. Like, so I'm finding pottery, I'm finding arrowheads, I'm finding little axe heads and shit like that, and
That's,
yeah, it's pretty wild.
hell yeah! Just imagine what that. How's the soil out there? How are
It's
you? What do you grow?
good. So it's called sandy loam soil. It's basically a mix of sand and clay. Now, it's really good soil if you have to mitigate it. So you have to go and you have to frickin' add soil softener to it, like lime, to help to soften the clay up so that the clay can break down into an actual soil base. And you add other stuff to it, and you can mitigate the soil and build it up into what you want to build it up into. But what I do
What
is
do you? Yeah.
I take all my soil from the previous year. Like I go out and buy a super sack. So I've got a guy that he sells 500-gallon super sacks of True Living organic soil for $500. And I pull up to his house. He'll take a tractor and put it right in the bed of my truck. I bring it home. I tie it to one of my water cubes, and then I just drive away, and it yanks it right off my truck. And then I use the soil that year because I typically grow in like 40, 60, or 100-gallon fabric pots. So out of one of those five
Holy
bags, I only get
shit!
five. That's only five 100-gallon pots, you know. But those are huge plants. But and then what I do at the end of the season is I take all of that soil, I dump it all in a pen that I have over here, and then throughout the year I dump all my coffee grounds, all my eggshells, all my hay, all my everything. Clean out my chicken coop. I throw all the chicken shit in there with all of the hay, and I chop it up with a shovel and mix it all together, and
They love
throw my banana throw banana peels out there, all that shit. And do you make
Do you make your own dirt?
I try, but I'm not. I don't. I will be. So the watering hole out there, we typically have a herd of about 100 cattle that run on the property, and we can't do anything about it because it's free range. So the ranch owners, the cows can run everywhere, but that's a benefit for me because they go out to the watering hole and they shit out there all summer long. And then during the monsoon season, the water comes down, it floods the watering hole. It turns that whole watering hole into just a huge soup of nitrogen and fucking. So I can go out there at the end of the season, take a wheelbarrow. It's all black dirt, like black, dude, like crazy looking.
Good stuff. That's good stuff.
Take that, throw it in a freaking wheelbarrow, take it over to my pen, dump it in there. And then I won't use it immediately. I'll mix it the next year, and then the following year I'll use it, which I haven't had a chance to do yet. I've only been here 1 year. So
that cow shit is actually giving minerals and shit to the soil. You go down there. Oh man. What's these 100-gallon pots you said? What would you harvest off a pot that big?
100 ounces.
You growing? How long are you vegging?
For anyone out there, and if you don't believe it, try it. Typically, the rule of thumb is the size of the pot, however many gallons it is, that's how many ounces you're going to get. So if you use a 10-gallon pot, you're going to get roughly 10 ounces. If you use a frickin' 20-gallon pot, you'll get roughly 20 ounces. Now, every time your leaves sag because they didn't get enough water, you lose an ounce. Think about it like that. A lot of people don't realize that. That's why you never want to let your leaves sag, because every time your leaves sag, that means you didn't water them on time or whatever, and you lost an ounce of potential flower off that plant.
Holy shit.
Yep.
My go ahead.
So it's a game. Like, okay, I plant in a 40-gallon pot. How many times am I going to keep my plant from wilting? You know what I mean? Now let's see if I can keep it at 40 ounces. So I did it in a 60-gallon pot this year. My Cherry Garcia, I ended up getting 3.5 pounds dry weight off of it.
Oh my God. And you're growing that outside?
The top cola was 3 footballs coming off the top, dude.
Oh my goodness. You grew that outside?
I had to break them up into pieces to dry them. It was crazy, dude.
Did you growing that outside?
Yeah. Those are outdoor. Those aren't indoor.
Of course.
No,
that's outdoor. How long would you veg? How long would you veg something in that type of pot?
A month or two. Yeah.
And it gets that big, dude?
Oh yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah.
I thought you would have to veg to get a big plant. You'd have to veg. No.
No, it's all about the size of your freaking pot. Well, and here's another thing too. It's all about how you transplant. So a lot of people, when they transplant, now a friend showed me this, and once I started doing it this way, when you transplant, your plant will take, most of the time when you transplant, it stalls on you. You get like a stall period before it starts growing.
Yes.
Well, if you do it this way, you get 0 stall. So what you do is, when you dig out your pot, so if I'm doing from a 5-gallon bucket into a 60-gallon pot or a 100-gallon pot, I fill it with soil. I saturate the soil for 24 hours. You want to saturate it for 24 hours before you do shit with it. Then you want to go and you want to dig out the center to the size of your 5-gallon bucket, and then you want to fill it full of water that you have vitamin B in it. So you want vitamin B, vitamin B12, in your water because it helps to fight shock. So it helps your plants to fight shock, okay? So what you do is when you take a gallon pot, you flip your 5-gallon bucket over, and you got your big root mass. Now you got that whole entire hole full of water in the middle. Stick the whole bucket, the whole root mass down in the frickin' water, in the pool of water, and then with your free hands, shake all the soil off of that entire fucking grow. So that the roots are just roots, just like, and then that way your roots aren't locked into a mass trying to spread out. They're already loose, open, and within 1 or 2 days, your plant is fully rooted, and within a week, dude, you've got 2 to 3 foot worth of growth. It is insane, dude. Insane how fast they fucking grow. Yeah.
I've never heard anything about vitamin B12.
If you ever need any help, girl from Ohio, just hit me up. I'll help you with anything you need, dude. That's the way I am.
We're gonna chop this up. It's gonna be uploaded to the YouTube page and Canna Brothers YouTube page. It'll be there, but we're gonna chop it up into reels and everything. Shout out Canna Smaller Mill. I don't know how to say it. Shout out. I'm just wave at you. But
I make extracts. I make my own BHO, my own RSO, Rick Simpson oil, which you were talking about.
Yeah. You said I want to get into that. You said that saved your life at one point.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had COVID, dude. I had told everybody goodbye. I thought I was dead, dude. I got COVID so bad I couldn't breathe. I laid down one night and I came to I'm gonna die and I'm okay with it. And I just said goodbye to everybody and I fucking dosed out on RSO. I was to the point where I couldn't take a breath bigger than
holy shit.
I couldn't go to the hospital.
Why?
Because because it gave me PTSD so fucking bad. I can't.
And
I can't go.
You said,
like I'll die here. Yeah.
You said you had PTSD from what those people did to you, and what you witnessed.
For what they did to my dad, dude. It's just so I didn't even get to be with my mom when she died. My dad died before I found out that they were in the hospital. 2 days later, he was dead. I never even got to talk to him. My mom, she barely had a cold the first time I talked to her, and they wouldn't even let me into the hospital to be with her because I never had COVID and I hadn't been vaccinated. And so they wouldn't let me in to be with her. So I had to watch my mom die over fucking Facebook Messenger.
Yo, those cold motherfuckers.
And then after all that, they reported me as a potential active shooter to the sheriff's department and tried to have me fucking swatted. They tried to have the SWAT team come and kill me, dude. And
hospital?
Yeah, because here, check it out. So the CEO of the hospital, her husband is the chief of police in that city. Now, let me tell you where this city is. Do you remember the University of Idaho massacre that just happened with the 4 students that got stabbed to death by that guy? He broke into their house and stabbed them to death, and they finally caught him and they put him in prison. He got caught. So that whole murder thing that went down in the University of Idaho at their college campus, like living area, like a rental house, that was the city that all this happened in. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Very liberal college. So liberal, as a matter of fact, the liberal arts professor, their final for the year was to go have a fucking gay or lesbian experience. They ordered it, and if you didn't, you failed the class. And so a bunch of students stood up and they didn't even fire the police. They didn't even fire the teacher. They were like, oh, well, we can't force them to do that. But they didn't even fire him. Like, it was a female, too. I was like, oh, my God. Dude, like, yeah, crazy. So let me see what you said.
Oh, man. Sorry. G, the real one. Shout out Purple Haze.
B12. It doesn't matter how much B12 you use. It's no big deal. No. It's one of those things where it's not going to hurt it. Same with, like, if you're using molasses, you can't, like, people are like, how much molasses do I use? Well, here, there's a big story.
I have bad luck with molasses.
I don't use them because you can taste them in. Well, you're using it too much. You're using it too much, and you're not.
I've never tasted molasses in the weed. That's just insane to me. How much are you using to do that?
Right. So molasses. Here's how I use it. I do my normal grow, once I switch into flower mode, I hit it once with molasses right off the bat. I hit it with 6 to 8 liters per gallon of water, and I'll hit it one time. Then about 2 weeks later, I'll hit it again. Then I'll wait until it's about halfway through flower. I'll boost it one more time, and that's the last time I hit it with molasses. One of those grandma's molasses jars, I go through about a quarter of a jar a season, and that's it. Very,
Every time
very low amount. You don't even need to flush it out because it flushes itself out. So it's like you're not using enough.
It's organic. What is that molasses doing for the cannabis plant?
Giving it sugars.
Yeah.
So it's helping. What you really want to do, the time you want to hit it the hardest is right when it starts to fucking swell. Right when your buds start to swell, that's when you want to hit it because it's going to dense your buds up super thick, dude. Like super dense, like that rock hard shit where you're like, oh, dude, like, what the hell? That's from molasses.
How are you gonna pH in the water, man? Like it turns it a different color. Like that's what I have trouble with molasses.
I appreciate you. What's up, bud, dude? That means a lot to me, dude. It hasn't been easy, dude. I still go through it. Look, I'll show you. Look, this is how much I love my mom and dad. I sit here and I look at them every single day right in front of me, dude. You know what I mean? I love that's my mom and dad, dude. And then my mom was my best friend. And sorry about that.
You're cool,
and
dude. You're cool.
Than others, but what am I gonna do? You know, like I can't inspire people by being dumps all the time, and
they've got to make the hospitals take accountability for certain things. Like people just don't die, okay?
No.
People just don't die. You just can't make them die or be the cause of it, of whatever negligence or your just irresponsibility. People just don't die. That's very strange. What is this medicine you're talking about? Risperidol?
It's called remdesivir. Okay, so remdesivir is an antiviral agent that Fauci, Dr. Fauci, back when HIV came out, he created it to kill HIV, but it did the same thing to AIDS patients. It would kill you. It shut down your liver, shut down your kidneys, and cause your lungs to fill, and it makes it look like you have pneumonia. You basically die of pneumonia.
So they kill you?
Yeah,
they know that?
They killed you. They were murdering people. Yeah, they were murdering. So then it didn't work on AIDS patients, so Dr. Fauci was like, hey, guess what? Ebola. So everybody that got Ebola, they used it on them. They died the same exact fucking way. So COVID comes around. Guess what? COVID. So they started giving it to, my dad, when they gave it to my dad, he'd already had pneumonia. So he had literal pneumonia. They gave it to him. It shut down his heart. They put him in an iron lung and he died. Now, they went to my mom after my dad had died, and I got the records and said, Sharon, let us give you the remdesivir. We gave it to Don and he's doing much better. And she agreed to it. He was already dead. They lied to her. They murdered her.
Why are they trying to kill? What is the plot behind this shit?
For everybody in the hospital, that got the remdesivir shot for 3 days, the hospital got $75,000 per patient.
So
for every patient that got ventilated, like it put you on a ventilator, they get $75,000. 35. They got $75,000 for my dad and $75,000 for my mom for killing them, and the CEO of the hospital personally gets that money.
That's sick.
They're murdering people. Dude, what do you think all those nurse TikTok videos were? They were murdering people, dude. And people don't over in the UK right now, they're not showing it on American TV. One of my best friends is over there right now. He lives there. And they are starting Nuremberg trials over there. They're going to start hanging people and giving them the death penalty for what they did with COVID. It was that bad, dude. They murdered people. They murdered people. And the majority of the people that died, go look it up. The majority of them were fucking Republicans.
Dude. How,
It's
I
fucked
swear.
up. It's
I
fucked.
hate this world. I hate this world.
Yep. And I am not a political person. I don't believe in the Republican Party. I don't believe in the Democratic Party. I think
I believe in peace, man. Peace. That's all I
it's
believe
all a
in.
shit. They're both dirty, you know what I mean? But it was just like, so Joe Biden, like there was no COVID in Idaho at the time. Joe Biden came to Idaho to visit right after it was 2021, came to Idaho to do a uh, some sort of symposium on forest firefighters up in the Pacific Northwest. And when Joe Biden left, there was a massive outbreak of COVID in the state of Idaho. So within 2 weeks of that, my mom and dad got COVID. Within 3 weeks, they were dead.
Damn, dude. Well,
Yeah.
and this gave you PTSD from like as a whole.
The whole thing, dude. I mean, dude, I almost died twice from COVID, bro. I mean, like it was 2 times I got it, and the first time I was cleaning my mom and dad's place after they died because I had to move there and stay there and get their place cleaned up. I had 6 months to get everything cleaned up and get the fuck out of there. And so when I got there, they lived in the country and there was just dust caked everywhere. And as soon as I started cleaning the place, I came down with it. I mean, like massive bad. That's when COVID can't survive outside of the body. I'm like, nah, not true. It's not true. I got it from outside of the body. It was just sitting around in dust in my parents' property, picking up
How?
paper towels, tissues they blown their
Oh
nose
no.
in. And
How did the
I wear
RSVS? Huh?
I wear my mom and dad's wedding rings around my neck to this day.
I'm sorry, dude. You know
You know,
I don't like the government. Fuck them. Excuse my
the
language. Steps
thing
on
is,
99. Evil Farms, Growing Smoke. Shout out, guys.
that's my best friend right there. So I told you I moved down to Southern California after my mom and dad died. I had to go. That's my friend right there from high school, from junior high school. So he got a hold of me and I was like, dude, I was about as suicidal as I could have ever been because I was homeless, had no
Yeah.
money, and he got a hold of me and said, Mike, get your ass down here right now. You can stay in my condo and you can live with me. I'm not going to ask you for any rent. I'm not going to just help me out around my place because he's disabled and you can stay with me as long as you want. And he opened up his place to me. And he gave me
Shout
a
out to
place.
him.
He gave me a place to heal, dude, because I was really fucked up. When I showed up there and I sat down with him and I started talking about like what my thoughts were about what I wanted to do, he was like, I'm glad I brought you here because otherwise you'd be dead or in prison, bro.
Yeah. No. There's a better way, brother. You
So
stay strong.
there's another buddy right there. He's another buddy that his mom died
SoCal.
right after my mom and dad died, and we went through it together. And thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate
Hell
you
yeah,
guys, man.
man. How did the RSV? What is it? What is it?
RSO is Rick
RSO.
Simpson oil. It is this right here. So this it is basically what you do is here. I can show you right here.
Yeah.
So
Rick
this
Simpson oil.
weed. So you got your weed, right? Okay, and then you grain alcohol. So this is moonshine. This is like 95% moonshine. So you take this, you open up the lid of this, and you pour that all inside here into your food. And you put your lid on, shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. Technically, you can do it for 5 minutes and pour it, but I like to put it in the freezer for 2 or 3 days and let it get really cold and take it out and shake it up. Then what you want to do is you want to pour it off through like coffee filters, make sure all the weeds out and all that greenish black fucking alcohol weed liquor comes down into the bottom, and then you put it on like a flat top grilled cheese maker and frickin' in a pot and just boil it off. And when you boil it off, you end up with this.
That
And what it is
Go ahead.
that's full spectrum cannabis oil. So it's got everything in it. Like everything. CBD, CBG, CBN, THC, THCV, it's got all of it. It's a full extract. And so that is it. That's for cancer and for a lot of other things. But what it did for me was it got my brain off of the I'm dying. You don't realize how your brain, when you start feeling or thinking you're dying, you're going to die, dude. It's a fact. It's going to happen. Your mind controls your body like that.
Yeah.
So the RSO, I took a whole gram of it, and the RSO basically shut my brain off from thinking that I was going to die. And it slowed my body down so much that I kind of went into a hibernation. I woke up the next morning and I was 100%, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, from
I
dying,
knew it.
from dying the night before to waking up and being like, oh my God, I feel better. I coughed and shit came up. I was like, because for like a week I couldn't get anything to come up. I'd just be like, and nothing would come up, and I black out. I pass out, dude, like from coughing so hard, dude.
Oh, wow.
It
So
was
that
bad.
that healed your body.
Yep, it was. It let me rest enough to where the mucus could, because mucus is our enemy. People don't
Yeah,
realize that mucus.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
In your body, sometimes like a lot of these chemicals that you take in through foods and shit don't allow your body to get rid of this mucus. It lowers your pH level, your alkaline level, and so you're not getting like 7 to 9 alkaline. Human alkaline is like a 7. It's a 7 pH. Well, in order to fight bad shit inside of you, you got to get your alkaline up above 9, like Dr. Zebi down in South America and
I
all
heard
of
him.
that.
Absolutely.
Alkaline water, dude. Getting your alkaline so high that it shrinks the tumors in your body down so low that you can just piss them right out your bloodstream.
Yeah.
Like, and so, that's basically what RSO does, is it shrinks down your tumors so small, and it shrinks everything down. It helps to restore cellular function in your body. And because of that, it saved my life, dude. It without a doubt, 100% saved my life. I can't. I'll give the credit to but it was the RSO that was used. It was
God, brother, he was with you too. Listen,
Yep.
So what type of alcohol can you do that with? I'm gonna try it with my trim stuff.
You can do it with high potency vodka, like 60 proof. If you can find like 60 or 80 or 60%, I think it is. But you really want Everclear.
Everclear. I'll get
95% pure grain alcohol.
How long does that sit in that jar with with the cannabis?
It's
How
all
long did you do it?
like it's all. I do it for at least 3 or 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
In a mason jar.
you keep it in the freezer, so that way the cold helps to pull all the cannabinoids out.
I would assume so. I'm gonna try to introduce my friend to some of that. I had no idea. You said that's a big ball of everything that's in it, and it's good for your body, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It helps with your PTSD too.
With everything.
Everything.
Only thing, if you're a depressant person, don't take it.
No.
No, because it's a depressant. So I dab RSO too, and you're right. A food grade ethanol is definitely the best. So if you like right there, food grade ethanol. Yeah.
Food grade.
It's the best. It's better than.
And you can get that at the liquor store.
No, you got to buy it on eBay or somewhere like. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can buy it. It's like $100 a gallon. It's expensive.
Luckily in Ohio, Everclear is available. The fuck? Everclear is crazy. I've done something like that. So
you want to buy Everclear because they make like 70% Everclear, and then they got 95% Everclear. You want the 95. You want the high shit. A lot of states won't sell that. They only sell the 75% or whatever it is.
And when you get the RSO, it doesn't have any alcohol taste
You purge it all off. You boil it. So you put it on, like I said, like a flat top grilled cheese maker that you plug into your wall that you make grilled cheese on, the metal top, there's no burner. Take a pot and pour all that alcohol stuff into the pot, and you put it on top of that thing, and you turn it up to high, and you let it boil, and have a fan so it blows all the fumes off, and then it'll boil down to just oil. That's all that's left. You'll know when it does it because it starts to get thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker. And yeah, so typically you're going to end up with a person that knows how to make RSO. So here's the difference. I let mine soak for 4 days because I can get almost a 50% return off of it. A lot of people, they do theirs for 1 day and they get like a 25 to 30% return. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I do mine, and they're like, well, I don't like it pulling out the chlorophyll. And it's like, dude, now some people have a chlorophyll, their chlorophyll, they're sensitive to it. They have a sensitivity to chlorophyll. So I might give them diarrhea. It might, whatever, but you want the full plant medicine. You want that whole plant medicine.
I would think so.
I'm like the whole plant guy. Now, I went and this is where, because I'm the kind of guy, the company I own is called Empress Solventless Solutions. I make my own solventless products. So I make all rosin. I figured out how to make this stuff with a rosin press instead of using alcohol. I can make it with a rosin press out of straight flour. I won't tell everybody how I
available for purchase.
No.
Oh,
no. Not yet. Okay. Not yet. Well, the thing is, I'll never be a recreational person. We're opening up a bed and breakfast, so it's all going to be available through our breakfast. So you won't be able to buy it. You won't be able to do any of that. You come out here, you spend the night. We gift you a 1/4 ounce of flour and a gram of either rosin or RSO for every night that you stay.
What?
Yeah.
When you gonna say something about a bed and breakfast in this? At the end of the damn interview, bro.
There's so much shit in the works out here, dude. If I go into all of it, everybody's just like, bro, you got way too many dreams. And it's like, it's not a dream, bro. The majority of it.
Dude, you dreamt this Instagram thing. You dreamt this.
And everything. No, dude, I had a series. Okay, so I sat down with my friend the other day and I said, so that night when I had those dreams, I had a series of 8 dreams. Okay? 8 dreams in one night. Every single dream has come true except for 3.
Dude, you can't fight that. You can't fight that, man. Go with your gut. Go with it.
The 3 dreams, if I told them to people, they don't want to hear it because it's all gloom and doom. It's all death and the end of the world. Like weird. I see myself piss blood and I'm wondering what the fuck is going on? And then next thing I know, I'm an old man. I feel like I'm an old man and I'm walking up onto a stage and everyone's screaming and I turn the corner and there's 80,000 people there. And I'm like, what the fuck? And next thing I know, I'm watching a nuclear war go off with a bunch of people dressed in tuxedos and cocktail dresses.
Oh,
and that's it.
Oh,
the 3 dreams didn't happen. The one where I pissed blood hasn't happened. The one where
we rebuke that.
Yeah, well, it's got to happen, dude. I believe that God, it was a vision from God. This is a way for me to know, dude, when all of the other 5 dreams came true, I went into convulsions. I threw up. I freaking almost pissed myself, dude. It was that profound. Each one of them, it wasn't I remember this from somewhere. It was oh my God, what happened, dude?
Dude, you think, dude? I believe you. The way you tell it, only
prophet or anything.
You would have to go through it to tell it like that.
Just weird dreams. Get that bag, OG.
Yeah, get that bag, dude. How long we been on here, dude? I'm gonna get this on YouTube. Listen, brother. We gotta wrap this up. I gotta get this on YouTube and into some reels, bro.
It's all good.
Thank you for coming through and sharing, dude. That was That's powerful. That was a powerful interview.
I'm down to part this out. We can talk again sometime, dude. I'm always down to teach people what I do and let them see how to do this shit for themselves.
I'm gonna take this. How much do you need to get as much as you get RSO before I get out of here? Like, look at this. I have this. How much? If I get it all, this whole plant, this whole strawberry glue. If I did that, no bullshit. How much?
Well, it
Would
depends.
that give me?
Weight is typically, like I said, you can get between 25 and 50%. So if you get 4 ounces, you can end up with either 28 grams to 56 grams of RSO. Now, the RSO is something you want to smoke. That's to eat. It's edible.
You need to put it on your tongue and stuff. That's what I want.
Eat it, make it into brownies, make it into whatever you want. Yeah, it's
And you
already.
don't smoke it.
You can, I mean, but you can.
No. I'm gonna introduce. I think that's like a miracle. That's like a miracle drug for your body, dude. Seriously, it's crazy how that helps you like that.
So,
Well, wait.
so this is pepper extract. You take Carolina Reapers, and I extract the pepper oil, the capsaicin oil, into alcohol, and this kills cancer too. So this right here, this is the hottest shit on the face of the earth. This is 18 million Scoville heat units. Like this, one drop. Just put a drop on your tongue.
You said it's hot though. Oh God. Oh God.
That one drop was the equivalent. That one drop was the equivalent of eating 4 Carolina Reaper peppers.
You're fucking nuts. Is there an easier way? I'm gonna take these roots and I'm gonna show my friend, and I'm gonna be like, we're gonna heal your body. I never knew how to make the RSO. Bro, drink some water, bro. You're gonna be shitting fire.
Oh, I'm sweating.
I can taste the heartburn right now. Breathe, bro. You all right? You might as well do the chip challenge, man. That's crazy.
Bro,
You just had that.
I have 200 of them.
Chips?
In the box. Yeah.
Oh, you like?
Yeah, I got factory sealed. Ugh. I got the hiccup. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I got factory sealed boxes from the factory before they took them off. Before they took them off the shelf.
Did you see that? What's up, buds? Oh,
I sell them for $100.
It's so hot it gave him hiccups. I can taste.
Dude, I sell them.
It's getting hot. I can taste the heartburn coming up through my throat, bro.
No heartburn. Not from this. You won't get it. It's not.
That helps.
The same. So people get heartburn from the vinegar, the garlic, the onion, all of that. You don't get heartburn. This right here will cure an ulcer. It'll heal it. Creates mucus, forms over the ulcer, and it'll help the ulcer to heal. When doctor tells you stay away from spicy stuff, it's gonna hurt you. He's only saying that because of all the onion and garlic and vinegar and all that other bullshit, salt. That's what gives you the heartburn.
Thank you for clearing that up. You gotta put this out there, bro.
I've given this to people that told me they cannot eat hot shit. It would kill them, dude. And I was like, I will guarantee you, I'll give you $100 if it fucks you up. Dude took one drop. He was like, oh my God, bro. Started taking it like 3 months later. His ulcers were gone.
Oh,
3 of them.
See, it took this interview to get that type of knowledge out, bro. I got to get these reels out, bro. Thank you for coming and talking on the Canna Brothers podcast. We're about to chop things up, brother. Get ready to see yourself for the next month. Peace.